My topic is today to present Storybird, as I said, an online virtual platform. But our topic is today inclusions too. And I want to know your reflection on what is inclusive learning. Yeah? What do we understand under this concept? Yeah, and because of that, I want you to show you a brief overview, yeah, about what I'm going to cover today in this presentation. Yeah. So, as first part, your reflections on inclusive learning environment. Then, what is inclusive learning environment, in my opinion, and what the academia has said, and Storybird. Then the introduction of the project, then a brief explanation about the virtual platform Storybird, then the materials and methods I have used during this project, and the analysis and conclusions. Yeah. So we start with the first point, your reflections about an inclusive learning environment. And I want you complete this questionnaire. These are very simple. There are only 3 questions you have to answer. And you answer and give me a little bit about what is, in your opinion, inclusive learning environment. Because the Storybird is about that. Yeah? How we include all our students and learning styles to promote the English language learning. It's nice to see you here. It's very nice to see you, all of you here, sharing with you this huge project. And, well, what do you think is inclusive learning environment? Do you have an opinion, an idea? So you answer these 3 questions. All of you who have finished your questions, your answers, can give me the paper, please, and I will comment on your answers. I would hear any answers from you to the first questions. What is an inclusive learning environment? Yes, thank you. You have an answer. Learning environment.
Read it for you. That caters
Yeah.
to the needs of the diversity of students.
Yeah, good. Very good answer, diverse answer too. And who has not another answer? Who wants to share another answer with us? Yeah, please.
It's a way of giving responses to of our students by using different sources, methodologies in order to get what a student should know.
Okay, great. So I'm going to show you some of these answers. Yeah, inclusive learning environments are ones in which students feel that their contributions and perspectives are equally valued and respected. Yeah, we have talked with our last presentator, yeah, Storybird promotes an inclusive teaching and gives an inclusive classroom. Inclusive teaching refers to those teaching approaches that address the needs of the students with a variety of backgrounds, learning styles, and abilities. Yeah. So, in that sense, Storybird is very accessible to all students and includes principles for universal design. Yeah, it presents information to different modes and considers various learners' preferences. Yeah. I want to show you what is a Storybird and why a Storybird is considered an inclusive learning environment platform. Yeah. I want to show you this video. Yeah, this is a very short video about how Storybird occurs. Niklas, can I? Sorry for the interruption, yeah? Please wait a minute. I want you to show the video. Yeah? There is an audio problem.
It's inspirational. It's beautiful. It's lightweight and easy to use. It's social. It draws you in, and before you know it, you're writing. And you're sharing your work with others. And it's making you stronger at both, about being able to tell stories and being able to understand and appreciate them. The whole premise behind Storybird is that we use artwork to inspire people to write. Using it as a way to jump into a story is really effective. The formats are also important. There are 3 of them. We started off with the picture book format, where you basically arrange images in a sequence, maybe 10 to 12 pages long, and that shuffling of the artwork is where you start to tease out a story. The idea behind poetry is to create connections in your mind between words and images. You get word trays and you drag words onto the artwork, and in doing that you recontextualize what they mean. And it's a great warm-up exercise for getting into longer form writing. It's a great cooling down period, and it's just fun. Long form also uses artwork as a scaffolding. Where a picture book is maybe 500 words, long form chapters can be 500 words a chapter. And you can turn that into a whole book if you want. So Storybird Studio is the set of tools that we built for educators. We provide all the tools for you to onboard your students. We give you tools to create assignments that your students can do. There's a very sophisticated review dashboard that allows you to sort by assignments, by students, and quickly review their work. And it's all within a private hemisphere of the classroom. So you know that everything that the kids are doing and everything that you're doing with them and interacting is safe and secure. Storybird fundraisers, they allow a teacher to turn on a fundraiser where parents can then buy the books and art projects that their kids are doing, and we give 30% of all sales back to the teacher. And classrooms can earn hundreds of dollars, and schools can earn thousands of dollars with very little effort. Storybird fundraisers are win-win. Educators can raise money for class and school needs. Parents get high-quality versions of their kids' stories and art projects. And kids get to see their work in print forever. They'll keep these the rest of their lives. They're like embers from when the fire started, from that moment when they got excited by telling the one story that mattered. Their story.
So the idea is to present this platform is an emerging reality. Yeah, nowadays students use technologies, and we have to benefit from them. Yeah, so it's very important that you can use this platform. This is the important goal today. Yeah, more than the research design, I'm going to talk and present this in a very general way because I want to use that you use this platform in your daily classrooms. It's very easy, it's very accessible. It could be for every level of English and for every classes. And I have explored this platform because my students have a very, so they put very little in the English language. So my group of students were very vulnerable. They had not a high level of English, but at the end they couldn't write whole text. I'm going to show you the products of my students too. Yeah, but it was very nice to see them working in the computer rooms, using this platform, and you can add assignments too. I have done that, and it was very, very, very positive. I want to share with you this positive things about Storybird. Yeah. So I hope you are going to use that in your classes and then give me the feedback. Yeah. Well, this was a project done in 1916, so in the last year, and the participants in this language study were 11th graders at a funded state school in southwestern district in Santiago. Und the research design was a quasi-experimental design research. Und the instruments and all the data collection gathered was in order to achieve or to validate the initial hypothesis. What was the initial hypothesis? Was that all the students that use Storybird could improve their level of English. And that is what they did. Yeah, they improved some changes in their writing have seen after using these platforms. These research designs consider 3 stages in order to show the procedures: a pre-stage, a while staging stage, and a post-writing task. After that, we can see a lot of improvements in their writing skills. Yeah, and in this inclusive environment, then we could attend all the needs of the students. Storybird was a great benefit of the participant in the study. Proficiency level improves from the initial state to the final stage. So that is that the students could write not only 2 sentences, but at the end also a whole text, a whole story. It was their story, and this authorship was very important to them too. When they used this multimedia, it strengthened their writing practices. And language was interrelated with the other thematic resources. Learner's role was not only as a writer, it was also as a designer, because they have to design their slides and their texts using other resources, not only language resources. Storytelling enhanced the use of the language and expanded their vocabulary and the sense of audience. This sense of audience was very important because they have to communicate with other people around the world, yeah? Because this is an open platform, and other readers can read their stories too. Teaching writing required that explicit instructions, emphasizing the learning to write dimension. And writing was regarded as a productive skill of language, and not only as a mechanical practice during the classes. I'm going to show you a project of my students, what they have done. Can you help me with
Yes.
please? I'm going to show you the front, the story that the students created. I need the book to Yeah, good. That is a private one of one of the pairs. They have created the story of Marshall. Yeah, and so is the product. It looks like this. Yeah, so it's very appealing to the students, very motivating for them. All was created during their English classes. They don't have extra classes, extra hours. Yeah, they have always all that's created in the English classes. Yeah? Well, that's it. You have some questions?
Thank you for presenting this platform. I think it's very interesting. I would like to know whether it is for free or do you have to pay?
Yeah, it is both. So you can pay and it's free for educators.
Oh, so there is an easy version or a
Yeah,
simple version?
yeah.
And a
This is
complete
the
version?
easy version. This is free.
So it's for free for the students?
Yes.
For your students?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
The whole process, we have 3 stages. The pre-stage, they have to write a story. Yeah, that was the rubric was evaluated, and then comes the next stage. This is the while they are writing their story. That is the story, the final story. And then in post-writing task, they have to write another story. So we can compare the scores at the beginning, while they are writing the scores. What? Yes, they have done revising, they editing their first drafts. Yeah, this was not evaluated in terms of certain scores or something like that. The final product was evaluated. Yeah. From the initial stage to the final stage. So, procedure. And an SPPS program was used because it was a small scale language study. Yes. So I use non-parametric tests. Yeah. I don't use parametric tests. I use non-parametric tests. That was the tools I used to.
I have a question about the results. Apart from what considered in the evaluations, I'm interested in probably some other results that you think were relevant for the students, especially considering that they're communicating in an authentic environment with authentic people rather than communicating inside the classroom with a teacher that speaks the same language. So
yes, you're right.
how do they feel about writing a story and putting it out in the public?
Yeah, qualitative results have shown that they have enjoyed doing these activities, and the collaborative working impact on other skills too. Yeah, and this collaborative working was very important to them because in order to achieve their goals, they have to connect each other within the peers, and then enhance the language and other skills too. It was very good for them. Yeah. At the end, when they have seen what they have produced, yeah, it was in terms of qualitative, they have found that Storybird have helped them to improve their writing. So they could write in a better way than before, at the beginning of their stay, because at the beginning they couldn't only write 2 sentences, but at the end they couldn't write a whole story. It had a beginning and had a development part and then the end. Yeah. And it was very nice to see them doing that, the process, the whole process. Yeah. I applied certain questionnaires in order to gather that data, to show if there is other impacts on other skills too.
Okay, Professor Varela, thank you very much for your presentation. And
I hope you have enjoyed the presentation.
yeah, of course, I enjoyed it.
I invite you to use the Storybird in your classrooms and give me then your feedback. Yeah, and that is my email. You need to do that. That's it.
Thank you very much for coming.
And your feedback,
now,
please? Yes, please.
now we're having a coffee break from 11:30 to 12 o'clock in Patio Rocaseca. So we extend the invitation to come with us. Thank you.